Don't feel like you absolutely have to do something if it's going to leave you completely destroyed for the next day or the rest of that day, or all of your energy is used up and then you've got no time for you.
Hey, I'm Trav. Back in 2010, I got hit hard with chronic fatigue syndrome, only 6 months after starting my new personal training business. I've spent the last 8 years researching and experimenting with my body to help get back to my best and beyond. I'm now sharing my story and my strategies with you so you can get back to living the life you love.
Hey, Trav here, holistic health and lifestyle coach, helping you make your comeback. Now, today you will learn how to increase your joy while reducing stress and unhappiness. Now, this is really, really important for you because it can be really lonely and upsetting, really hard to take while going through this illness. You know, you feel like you can't live a normal life, and it's kind of, I don't know, you feel so detached from everything that it really just leaves you downhearted a lot of the time. So it's really important to try and find ways to bring you joy along the way. And this can be very difficult, and that's why we're going to go through it. So I've got 9 different ways that you can use to help increase that joy, drop that stress down, drop that unhappiness down, and start to feel a little bit better about yourself while you go through this process. So, number 1, spend more time with great friends and family. Quality time, and you know what? It doesn't actually have to be in person. Sometimes it can just be on the phone. But I'm really specific about the great friends, the ones that you know have got your back no matter what. And this can be tough because you may not have too many of them, or they may have gone away and you may not be able to spend too much time with them. You might find it's difficult to keep in touch with them. But you know what? If they're great friends, it's always worth it. You always have a good time. I spoke to my friend Drew this morning. We talk to each other at odd hours of the day because our schedules are all over the place, and he's over in Melbourne and I'm in Perth. Okay? But we always make time. I'll call him up. If he doesn't get there, I'll leave a message. No problem. But we always are in contact. And that makes me feel good. It makes him feel good. We're good with it. So it's important for you to find those people in your life. Who are those great friends? Who are the family members that you connect with on a really deep level and make you feel really good? When can you spend time with them? Can you go out and meet up with them? Can you get them to come over? Can you just call them up? You know, sometimes a quick phone call with the right person can lift your spirits and leave you feeling so much better and take away so much stress. They're worth their weight in gold. Okay? Along with this is number 2. Spend less time with energy takers. And if you have to, cut these people out of your life. If people are taking your energy, or if you feel worse or more tired after spending time with them, then that might not be the best idea for you to be doing right now. It doesn't mean you never have to speak to these people again. It just means that you perhaps could be better off spending more time by yourself or more time with people who are going to give you energy or lift you up. All right? It's really important because you've only got so many hours a day of energy. If you're having them taken up by somebody else, well, that's really difficult. So if it stresses you out because, you know, they talk about things that they don't want to talk about, or they just do all the talking and you don't actually get to do any talking or say anything about how you feel, it's all like a one-way conversation. It gets really exhausting, so it can be tough. Number 3, make a new friend or 2. Now, this can be difficult for some people, but I actually find it very easy. I don't know why, I just do. It used to be a weakness of mine, but now I talk to people and I ask them what's going on, and I will generally extend an invitation. And that invitation may be reciprocated. They may say yes, they may say no. It doesn't actually matter. But the ones who are really interested in being your new friend, they're going to say, hey, yeah, that's good. Or, oh, I'm sorry, I'm busy today, but hey, maybe next time we can do that. Now, where do you find new friends, new acquaintances, whatever? You could perhaps join a group or a team or something like that. It might even be an online group. Nothing wrong with that. When you're strapped for energy, joining a group online could be a support group, could be enough to be able to just give you some sort of connection in the world, make you feel better. And you know what? There's quite often someone in that group you can have a really good conversation with, even if it is just typing conversation. That's fine. If it lifts your spirits, makes you feel a bit better, makes you feel a little bit calmer because somebody else is going through or gone through the same thing that you have, You feel a bit better about yourself, they feel a bit better about themselves. You can both share your experiences, things that you've done that worked, didn't work, might have made you feel better, worse, whatever. Making a new friend is great. It's also really, it's the thing that comes up most when you cut people out of your life, or you stop spending so much time with a particular person because they're draining your energy a little bit. You then open the door for a new person to come in there. So don't be afraid of losing all your friends, because when you lose all your friends, you'll get all of these new friends. And that's all good, because through your life, you're going to go through various stages, and that's just the way it goes. So when one door closes, another one opens, and there it is. So, number 4, don't be pressured into a social situation when you do not have the energy. If you are tired, don't go. If it's your family that are doing something important, but you don't have the energy, don't go, or just go for a short time. You're allowed to do that. You can only do so much. So don't feel like you absolutely have to do something if it's going to leave you completely destroyed for the next day, or the rest of that day, or all of your energy is used up and then you've got no time for you. I regularly talk about looking after yourself as number 1. If that's the case, if you're looking after you as number 1, that's great. But if you are using your energy to go and hang out with your family or friends or whatever, and then that leaves you with nothing left for yourself, then that can be really difficult. So being able to say no in that situation is very important. So number 5, tell people what you're going through and how you're feeling so they sort of understand. Now, they're never really completely going to understand what it's like to walk through life with this debilitating illness when you kind of look just normal and healthy like everybody else. No, they don't get it. They don't live your life. They don't drag themselves out of bed. But if you can at least share with people what you're going through, then they might have a little bit of empathy and just be able to understand, put themselves into your shoes and be able to, oh, okay, no worries, I understand, no worries. We can, maybe we'll reschedule. How about if I come and cook your dinner? How about if I help you out with something? Do you need a hand with anything? All right? Not everyone is going to do that. And your motivation for telling them what you're going through is not so you can get something out of it, but it is so that they actually understand who you are, what's going on right now, because most of the time they don't. And then they kind of wonder why you feel so distant to them, but it's just because you haven't opened that line of communication. So don't be afraid to tell people what's going on. All right, moving on to the next one. Spend more time by yourself doing something you enjoy. Now, spending time by yourself is something that you're doing most of the time when you're really, really, really sick, unfortunately. But find something that you enjoy doing and do that by yourself. Now, even if it's taking yourself to a movie, that was something that I did on a regular basis, and now it's something that I still enjoy because it's just me and my own company. I'm looking after me. I'm not on anyone else's schedule. I'm just like, oh, I feel good right now. I've got this window of time to be able to go and do something. Great, I'm going to go and do that. Maybe you like art. Maybe it's just spending some time doing some painting. Could be anything. It really doesn't matter what it is. But time by yourself, when you're doing something you enjoy, takes your mind off the bad things and leaves you in a good space, often for the rest of the day. Next one. Watch feel-good movies and shows. Now, this was a big one for me, always trying to watch things that made me feel good and things that were uplifting, things that left me in good spirits, things that gave me hope for my future. Because I couldn't live a normal life. I couldn't do the basic things. But if I was watching a show where someone was rising above and they were getting past that and they were getting that, it's like, yeah, okay, so they can do it, I can do it. It just helped motivating me to keep doing the right thing. The things that were going to get me better, healthier, happier. All right? So that's something that I really encourage you to do. I know how well it worked. And you've just got to say no to some of these shows that may be a little bit negative, maybe taking your energy away, maybe kind of putting you in a bad headspace. All right? Because your mental, emotional game is very strong in your recovery. Really important that you can make that work. All right, number 8, spend time in nature. Spend more time in nature. Spend as much time in nature as you can comfortably do so. I know that spending time in nature was quite tiring for me at times, but also energizing, so I would do it sporadically. I loved sitting in my garden out in my backyard and doing some work out there, or just sitting out there relaxing. I would spend time down at the beach So that would be one of the things that I would do by myself, is go down to the beach and hang out. I would go walking in the hills, which were not far from my house, the hills, bushland. It was just nice and relaxing. There were times when I couldn't walk the trail through there. It was probably a 50-60 minute loop trail with some ups and downs and what have you. The extent of it for me was to walk from the car park to this one lookout. It was maybe 150 meters, and that was all I could handle. But you know what, just going up there and being in nature, sitting there, listening to the birds, the fresh air, the views, I felt so much better. I felt energized and yeah, happy. It's just nice to be able to appreciate the beauty of nature. Okay, last one. Have an uplifting music playlist. This is something that I have, and it is even titled Uplifting, because I put the songs on there that motivate me, the songs that make me feel good, the songs that give me hope, the songs that are going to inspire me to do a little bit more, the songs that are going to just put me in a good mood and leave me feeling happy. Alright? It seems like it's almost an insignificant thing, but you know what? When I was first really sick, I couldn't listen to music at all. There was about 1.5 years that listening to music while driving my car was too stressful. It was too much. I would be absolutely exhausted from it. After that 1.5 years, or whatever it was, there was one song that I could play because it was just nice and slow and gentle, and I was okay with that. Once I had more music that I could bring back into my life, oh man, the joy increased. I was so much happier. And I really know that this helps with people. Music is one of those things that it gets into your body. It makes you want to dance sometimes. All this stuff is great. So if you can put a playlist together that just makes you feel good, fantastic. Increasing joy, reducing stress, reducing unhappiness, what this is all about. So look, anything you can do to increase that joy and make you kind of enjoy this journey, even if it's just a little bit of that journey, is really important. So go and look for that. Over the next week or so, spend some time looking at your life, exploring some of these 9 ways that we've spoken about, and seeing how you can fit some of that stuff into your life. If there's people you want to spend more time with or less time with, if there's somebody that you haven't spoken to for a long time that you really would like to, how you can go and spend more time outside, what you can do for yourself to make you feel better, look after yourself, whatever. Yeah, get to work. Do something good for you. And try and keep that focus on the good. Being able to appreciate these little things when you're going through dark times is really hard but very beneficial. So, good luck. You can do it. If you like this and you want more tips like this, you can grab your free cheat sheet from conquerchronicfatigue.com. The link is in the description. You will get answers to the most common questions that I have been asked on how to recover from chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia. Now, this took me years to put together. Tons of research, over $150,000 spent in my own recovery and research courses, all sorts of things to find the answers to these questions. I'm going to give them to you for free because I want to help you get back to your best. So, go make your comeback and we'll talk again soon.